What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we are going to be talking about the brand new card that's going to be releasing in just a couple of hours, Modoc. I want to go over some deck builds that I've kind of created that I think are going to be really, really good if you want to run this card. I can't say for sure if this card is going to be the best card, but I can definitely say that these decks that I have are going to be pretty fun and pretty meta for what he concentrates around. I'm also going to show another deck, but it's not really a deck. It's more of just cards that you need to look out for, and basically cards that you're going to want to kind of avoid, trying to contest, or, in general, you don't want to be playing out your matches if these type of things happen to you. With that being said, guys, if you can be so kind, please give me a subscribe and a like. These videos that I make every single day take a lot of work and a lot of effort to give you guys not only the knowledge, but the quality of, trying to play Marvel Snap. Also, sorry again for the mess. I'm in the process of just moving into our new location, and I'm still unpacking. But with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and let's indulge into some of these content here. So, right off the bat, we've got let's see here, we'll go to this deck right here. So I have this deck. This is the Modoc Hella deck. So I'm going to go over this real quick on what you can do and how you can run this. So we have Sunspot. There are going to be possibly some turns that you're going to just basically letting him cook. He's just nice to have on the board, have it basically be in an area. We're not going to be focused on too much of using him to win, but just more of having him as a safeguard for a 1. We are going to be trying to drop Invisible Woman on turn 2, Electro or Wave. Now, I came up with this about a week ago. I was kind of theory crafting with my brother. He's kind of a big, discard player. I am not, but we've kind of came up with a really solid strategy. You're going to use Electro or Wave on turn 3. And then what's going to happen is you're going to be able to pull out some of these cards. Now, you can either do A or B first, depending on what is in your hand. But you're going to want to, so for instance, if you have Modoc, put Modoc behind the Invisible Woman. Say if you don't have Hella in your hand, it's okay to keep him there. And then you can say, play something like a Strong Guy on turn 5. Say, for instance, you drew that Hella on turn 6. You're going to basically be able to play her out, and you're going to want to play that behind the Invisible Woman. What's going to happen at that point is that Invisible Woman, and a lot of people don't seem to understand this, Invisible Woman always procs after the game has essentially played itself out, and then that is the final, technically, turn. With that, though, you're going to see a lot of people probably putting Cosmos and other things. In a best-case scenario, you're going to be able to put something like an Invisible Woman down, Electro Wave on turn 3, then you can play Modoc turn 4. If you have the Electro, then you have Hella turn 5. Say someone does put the Cosmo in front of you, you're going to be able to play that Magneto on another lane turn 6, pulling the Cosmo off of you. And yeah, and in case you have a Hella behind the Invisible Woman, and you don't have the what is it called, Modoc, and then you say you play Modoc as your last card, or you're on your turn 5, you still have the Odin, or you can use the Odin to proc those if they go too early. Just in case of emergencies, Odin's just there as a failsafe if someone wants to reactive or activate it early. So with that being said, guys, we're going to go ahead and get into the next deck. This one is going to be a collector Morbius kind of build with a Swarm and Apocalypse. So the whole deck essentially is basically about discarding cards and adding cards to your hand. And this is going to be a huge flow of things. Basically, people are not going to anticipate your collector and your Morbius to be building the way they are. I can't say for sure that this deck is going to be the best deck in the world, but I'll tell you this right now. You're going to basically creep up on Collector and Morbius, and your enemy's not going to anticipate it. They already do build up a lot of power as it is, but not like on the power that you can do on your last turn. So what you're going to want to do is, obviously, you're going to turn 2 play Collector, maybe turn 3 play Morbius, and then throughout the game, you're going to want to maybe Calling and get rid of 2 of your Swarms. And then what happens at this point is you kind of want to just conserve your, swarms enough. You have to mitigate, how many you have so that you can just kind of play and flood the board with them. Maybe keep 1 or 2 in the last hand at the last turn. You have your Dracula, worst case scenario. If you do want to play your Dracula, you definitely have to play all of your swarms so that none get back added to your hand. And then America Chavez and Apocalypse. You're going to draw that America Chavez on turn 6 anyways. But here's the thing. You play Modoc, it's going to discard Helicarrier, Apocalypse, America Chavez. You're going to just flood in with a lot of power. Dracula will probably pick something pretty strong. But the whole main point is that you're going to just explode by discarding a lot of things all at once. And that's going to bump up the Morbius. But then all of those types of cards that you're doing, when they get discarded, they bring in all of those cards back, buffing up the collector. And then worst case scenario on turn 6, you could do a Modoc and Blade. And it's just going to help out with essentially Modoc's going to clear everything. And then Blade is just going to do another slice through just for 1 more extra because everything got added back. All right, so the cards that you want to watch out for are pretty much Yondu, Polaris, Juggernaut, Moon Knight, Cosmo, Rogue, Shang-Chi, Enchantress, Spider-Man, Arrow, Dr. Octopus, and Leech. Yondu, obviously, if they pull, a Hella, it's always going to be, really rough for you. You're going to have a harder time getting rid of things. Polaris, you're going to want to watch out for her because although not a lot of people play her all the time, she's really good against Invisible Woman, and she can yank that off in an entirely different lane, and that can really ruin your strategy. Juggernaut, you obviously want to just watch out for that because if you play somebody behind Invisible Woman and they play it on you at that turn, they're going to push you off, activating it early. Moon Knight, because it's going to discard your card and their card. It's just not good if they discard something you really want to use. Cosmo, obviously, if you want to put that in front. Rogue steals the ability from Invisible Woman. Shang-Chi, obviously, if they have priority, they can Shang-Chi a lane. That's always a bigger brain move that you want to watch out for. Enchantress, obviously, as we know, can reactivate the Invisible Woman early. Spider-Man, obviously, it's just not fun sometimes if you can't play that turn 6 Hella that you need. And, Spider-Man just kind of blocks that lane. Arrow, obviously, she pulls you off of those areas. And if the sequence is not right with the Modoc and the Hella, it can be pretty, horrendous. Dr. Octopus, obviously, if he yanks everything out of your hand, it's not always the worst thing, but it's always not always the best thing. And Leech. Leech is obviously just going to ruin your hand that turn 5. So make sure that you play the cards that you need and just make sure that if you're going to stay in the game, you have answers to help out with those, such as, for instance, the Magneto in this deck. But that wraps it about up, guys. I'm sorry if this wasn't the most informational. I try to be as best as I can in terms of talking and giving you scenarios and understanding of how to play the decks. But there's different ways to do different things. Don't forget that the strong guy of all things, he's going to get that massive increase when you get rid of all of your cards. People are going to sleep on you when you play strong guy, and he's going to make a comeback. With that being said, guys, I will catch you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you can. It helps me so much. I'll see you guys in the next video.